We independently selected these deals and products because we love them, and we think you might like them at these prices. E has affiliate relationships, so we may get a commission if you purchase something through our links. Items are sold by the retailer, not E. Prices are accurate as of published time. These days, it's a great idea to grab your Kindle, or a hardcover book, and snuggle up on your couch to read a juicy memoir by one of your favorite celebrities. While we're social distancing, we have plenty of time to sink our teeth into these autobiographies that include everything from stars exposing their exes, showing us an intimate look at their lives, or telling us hilarious stories that make us laugh. Whether you want all the details on Jessica Simpson's famed relationships with Nick Lachey and John Mayer, or want even more information on the lives of reality TV stars like Rachel Lindsay, Hannah Brown, and Andy Dorfman. With shocking secrets from stars like Anna Faris, Demi Lovato, Will Smith, Katie Couric, Gabrielle Union, and Lea Michele, and more, we have a feeling you'll be reading until the wee hours of the night. So grab your bookmark and check out our list below. Open Book by Jessica Simpson. Juiciest tidbit. Jessica Simpson's memoir was truly juicy, with her writing all about her marriage and divorce to Nick Lachey and her messy romance with John Mayer, with the latter even addressing the book recently on his appearance on Watch What Happens Live. $29. $15. Amazon. You Got Anything Stronger? By Gabrielle Union. Juiciest tidbit. Dwayne Wade fathered a child with another woman while he and Gabrielle Union were on a break. In the book, Gabrielle wrote, "To say I was devastated is to pick a word on a low shelf for convenience. I have not had words, and even after untold amounts of therapy I am not sure I have them now. But truth matters." $30. $21. Amazon. Will by Will Smith. Juiciest tidbit. Will Smith wrote, "When I was 9 years old, I watched my father punch my mother in the side of the head so hard that she collapsed. I saw her spit blood. That moment in that bedroom, probably more than any other moment in my life, has defined who I am. Within everything that I have done since then, the awards and accolades, the spotlights and attention, the characters and the laughs, there has been a subtle string of apologies to my mother for my inaction that day, for failing her in the moment, for failing to stand up to my father, for being a coward." $30. $19. Amazon. God Bless This Mess. Learning to Live and Love Through Life's Best and Worst Moments by Hannah Brown. Juiciest tidbits. The Bachelorette alum Hannah Brown dishes on the fantasy suites and post-show interactions with former Flames Tyler Cameron and Peter Weber in her book, which is full of bombshells. $28. $17. Amazon. Things I Should Have Said by Jamie Lynn Spears. Juiciest tidbits. Jamie Lynn Spears shared her perspective on her sister Britney Spears' conservatorship and talked about getting pregnant at age 16. $26. $22. Amazon. Miss Me With That. Hot takes, helpful tidbits, and a few hard truths by Rachel Lindsay. Juiciest tidbits. Rachel Lindsay dishes on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette fantasy suites with Nick Viall, Brian Abasolo, and Peter Krause, along with her former friendship with Raven Gates. $26. $17. Amazon. Going There by Katie Couric. Juiciest tidbit. Katie Couric shares a lot in her memoir, including her perspective on her rivalry with Diane Sawyer. $30. $13. Amazon. The First Time. Finding Myself and Looking for Love on Reality TV by Colton Underwood. Juiciest tidbits. The Bachelor star writes about questioning his sexuality, his relationship with Aly Raisman, and his strategy of landing his leading role on ABC's dating show. $27. $18. Amazon. Unqualified by Anna Faris. Juiciest tidbit. The actress told all about her marriages with Ben Indra and Chris Pratt, and how hot and heavy her relationship was with the latter. $28. $11. Amazon. This Is Me. Loving the Person You Are Today by Chrissy Metz. Biggest revelation. The This Is Us star's memoir is a heartbreaking but uplifting look at former wrongs she has faced, while also having the capacity to forgive people like her stepfather, who Metz says had been verbally and physically abusive. $27. $16. Amazon. It's Not Okay. Turning Heartbreak into Happily Never After by Andy Dorfman. Biggest revelation. The former Bachelorette lead put both her former fiancé Josh Murray and runner-up Nick Viall on blast in her book. $11. Amazon. Over the Top. A Raw Journey to Self-Love by Jonathan Van Ness. Biggest revelation. The Queer Eye star writes in his book about the moment when he learned he was HIV positive, writing, "That day was just as devastating as you would think it would be." He also writes about turmoil in his childhood before eventually finding his way to self-love and acceptance. $13. Amazon. The Last Black Unicorn by Tiffany Haddish. Biggest revelation. While the Girls Trip actress never fails to make us laugh on screen, her memoir has some heartbreaking looks into her past, including being the victim of abuse from her mother and ex-husband. However, the comedian also dedicates much of her book to her path to finding her voice in stand-up, which clearly paid off and got her to where she was destined to be. $7. Amazon. Pretty Mess by Erica Jane. Juiciest tidbit. In addition to addressing the time she lost her virginity, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star also provides insight into her current marriage. "Tom is 33 years older than me," she wrote. "It was always a bigger deal to everyone else than it was to either of us. All a couple really needs is to have the same life philosophy. If you see things the same way, then age, race, religion, none of that comes into play." $24. Amazon. Fierce by Aly Raisman. Biggest revelation. In addition to sharing her highs of winning several Olympic medals, the Team USA gymnast also details her experience with convicted child molester Drive. Larry Nassar. $11. Amazon. Believe Me by Yolanda Hadid. Juiciest tidbit. The end of her marriage to David Foster and the relationships with her Real Housewives of Beverly Hills co-stars. $21. Amazon. Talking as Fast as I Can by Lauren Graham. Juiciest tidbit. Gilmore Girls almost had to replace her as Lorelai. $11. Amazon. Not Dead Yet by Phil Collins. Juiciest tidbit. He witnessed Princess Diana's affair with James Hewitt firsthand. $28. Amazon. A Life in Parts by Bryan Cranston. Juiciest tidbits. His dangerous ex and losing his virginity to a prostitute. $14. Amazon. Around the Way Girl by Taraji P. Henson. Juiciest tidbit. Angelina Jolie consoled Henson after she lost the Best Supporting Actress Oscar to Penelope Cruz in 2009. $13. Amazon. The Girl with the Lower Back Tattoo by Amy Schumer. Juiciest tidbit. The star shares her sex number. $11. Amazon. Why Not Me? By Mindy Kaling. Juiciest tidbit. The Mindy Project star loves filming sex scenes. $14. Amazon. Life on the Ramona Coaster by Ramona Singer. Juiciest tidbit. The Real Housewives of New York star opens up about her difficult childhood. $20. Amazon. Down the Rabbit Hole by Holly Madison. Biggest revelation. The former Girls Next Door star says she once contemplated suicide while living at the Playboy Mansion. $13. Amazon. Straight Walk by Patricia Velasquez. Biggest revelation. The Mummy star writes about how she hid her sexuality from her loved ones for years. $24. Amazon. Watch Me by Angelica Houston. Juiciest tidbits. All the details about her relationships with Ryan O'Neal and Jack Nicholson. $16. Amazon. Brunette Ambition by Leah Michelle. Juiciest tidbit. She flashed her co-stars on the set of Glee. $15. Amazon. Melissa Explains It All by Melissa Joan Hart. Juiciest tidbit. She snuck an underage and micromanaged Britney Spears through the back door and into her first nightclub in the late 90s. $12. Amazon. Handbook for an Unpredictable Life by Rosie Perez. Juiciest tidbit. On her long-standing feud with Jennifer Lopez dating back to their In Living Color days, Rosie says the American Idol judge turned into some ghetto biatch, screaming and pounding her chest when she went off on Perez. $16. Amazon. Staying Strong. 365 Days a Year by Demi Lovato. Biggest revelation. The former Disney star who once admitted I couldn't go 30 minutes to an hour without cocaine lists setting a good example for her younger sister is one of the reasons she decided to get clean. $15. Amazon. Love Life by Rob Lowe. Juiciest tidbit. Turns out Madonna once asked him get into the groove, but when it came to sleeping with the Material Girl, the then St. Elmo's fire actor remained like a virgin, claiming he blew it when Madge requested his presence backstage after an 80s concert. $17. Amazon. All That Is Bitter and Sweet by Ashley Judd. Biggest revelation. The Divergent actress alleges that she was neglected and exposed to chronic drug use while her mother, Naomi Judd, was transforming Herschel Finto, a country legend. $12. Amazon. The Body Book by Cameron Diaz. Juiciest tidbit. In a section of her book on body image, the Annie star explains that pubic hair serves as a pretty little draping and that ladies should consider leaving their vaginas fully dressed. $12. Amazon. Drinking and Dating. P.S. Social Media is Ruining Romance by Brandi Glanville. Juiciest tidbits. The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum alleges she caught an incurable STD from ex-husband Eddie Cibrian and she Twitter stalked him and his extramarital fling turned new wife, LeAnn Rimes. $15. Amazon. I Didn't Come Here to Make Friends. Confessions of a Reality Show Villain, by Courtney Robertson. Juiciest tidbit. In the chapter entitled Catwalking. Biggest Bush. $10. Amazon. Dirty Daddy. The Chronicles of a Family Man Turned Filthy Comedian by Bob Saget. Juiciest tidbit. On Full House. I wasn't the first choice for the role of Danny Tanner. Betty White was. Not true, but there was another actor whom they had shot the pilot with. $15. Amazon. Deep Thoughts from a Hollywood Blonde by Jenny Garth. Biggest revelation. She developed an anxiety disorder at the age of 19 that was at times nearly paralyzing, so she stopped going to the movies or clothes shopping or doing any of the other things normal young people do. $14. Amazon. Choreography. A memoir by Corey Feldman. Biggest revelation. In graphic detail, Feldman reveals the sexual abuse he and the late Corey Haim allegedly suffered as they came to fame in the late 80s while abusing drugs. $11. Amazon. Spelling It Like It Is by Tori Spelling. Juiciest tidbits. Full of OMG and TMI moments, the reality star dishes on family poops, water breaks, miscarriage bleeding and sex tapes. $4. Amazon. The Soundtrack of My Life by Clive Davis. Juiciest tidbit. The twice-divorced music exec comes out as bisexual, divulging that he first hooked up with another man during the era of Studio 54, and revealing that he eventually entered into a 15-year monogamous relationship with an unnamed male doctor. $4. Amazon. Normally, this would be cause for concern by Danielle Fishel. Juiciest tidbit. She almost got rescued in the middle of the freeway by Oscar winner Jared Leto, who was the only one to stop and offer assistance when she endured a traffic accident. $16. Amazon. Bossy Pants by Tina Fey. Biggest revelation. She struggled with the tough decision to get pregnant in her 40s, revealing she cried and broke down during a routine visit to her. $4. Amazon. Now Accepting Roses by Amanda Stanton. Juiciest tidbit. As Andy Dorfman did in her book, this Bachelor alum accuses ex Josh Murray of being controlling. There were control issues, more than a few untruths told, plus other red flags along the way. Not to mention Andy Dorfman even wrote a book about his jealous, self-serving ways. And what did I do? I kept kissing him hoping he'd turn into a prince. $9. Amazon. I Am Your Huckleberry by Val Kilmer. Juiciest tidbit. The inside scoop on Top Gun and his relationship with Tom Cruise. $23. Amazon. Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow. Biggest revelation. The journalist details Matt Lauer having a button on his desk to shut the door of his office, a claim that Lauer denies. $13. Amazon. Inside Out by Demi Moore. Juiciest tidbit. The actress fulfilled ex-husband Ashton Kutcher's threesome fantasies in hopes of keeping their relationship going. $14. Amazon. Naturally Tan by Tan France. Biggest revelation. The Queer Eye star reveals he started bleaching his skin at age 10. $16. Amazon. To me, he was just Dad by Joshua David Stein. Juiciest tidbit. In this compilation of stories by sons and daughters of famous dads, Brandon Jenner shares that he only saw Caitlyn Jenner half a dozen times in 17 years. $16. Amazon. The Rural Diaries by Hilary Burton. Juiciest tidbit. She left One Tree Hill after her dear friend from high school was killed while serving in Iraq in the summer of 2007. I had spent the previous few years wandering, never really finding my place, but I wanted more. I wanted a family. I wanted a home that could be a refuge and a blank canvas. That would allow me to daydream, to take risks, to try and fail and try again. I wanted to push myself every day. I wanted to make every moment intentional. Wake up intentionally, work intentionally, eat intentionally, and rest intentionally. $19. Amazon. While you're looking for more great reads, here are some of our favorite February 2022 new book releases. Originally published April 23, 2020 at 6 a.m. Pacific Time.